stream, we're discussing naked dog breeds.
Because Shiloh decided that she was wanting to try to shapeshift into an animal.
No, we were talking about how the coterie would be much less problems for Tori if they were dogs, and then we posited that Shiloh could be one because she could just learn animalism from Tori.
Fair.
And then Commodore, so we could hide the third eye.
Yes.
And then we got sidetracked onto what would a Nosferatu look like in a dog form.
And it's a Zolo. Jolo? I don't know how to pronounce
Jolo.
it.
Yeah.
I have ideas for Malkavians, but what's the craziest dog breed that you can think of that has some size?
Borzoi.
That what?
I mean, actually has a little bit of size to it.
Crazy in what way? Like, just dumb?
No, like spaz.
The Ridgeback.
Used to have one of those mix. She was, but she also knew when to lay down.
Right. Like a Malgavian. Most.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Speaking of naked animals.
Yes. However, an update. He finally got neutered, so hopefully you won't be seeing anything of that nature. And he got a bath. Because it has been enough time, and he doesn't look black anymore.
Yay.
He's that slight orange tinge that he usually is. And he doesn't feel oily anymore, which is great.
Because he is an orange cat.
Yes. Yes, he is.
No, I need to stop looking at these dogs.
Eh.
They're all ugly.
Yes, they are. Good God. This all started with the VTM bingo boards, by the way.
Yes. And if you haven't seen them,
look them up. It's fantastic.
Yes. You should actually play them.
Pretty sure Shiloh's up to bingo like 3 different ways at least right now.
Oh, I wonder how many bingos I wonder how many Layla would get. Probably not many.
Let me see if I can find the Malkavian one I posted a while ago.
Excuse me. Tori has a lot of the Zamitzi ones. Which is great. You have yet to scream the prophecy is true.
Give it time.
Give it time.
Yep.
We also don't call you a fish.
Steven's premonitions usually don't seem to roll well for them, so
That's true.
he hasn't gotten anything particularly useful yet.
That also means you do get the second one. Not able to convey important things. Or not willing.
Definitely annoys the whole coterie.
It made sense in my head.
I believe Steven specifically actually said that.
What?
it made sense in my head.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Cause of Prince's headache. Yes.
Kind of.
Cause of most Baron's headaches. Yes. That's not on there, but you know, that's your freebie.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. We're not actually doing BTM tonight. We're playing Hunter.
Yeah. Which is off our schedule that we had published, but it's because
Tonight's our wild card
somebody's some people's were highly curious as to what is going on. So
This
we
is
have
my fault. I
decided-
suggested this.
Yes. So we have decided that we will do a back-to-back Hunter week. Because apparently I did a really good job the first time of like ramping it up. So, is there anything that all of you would like to discuss?
Oh, I need my book. I think I'm good.
Okay. Anybody remember? It was only like 2 days ago. Anybody remember the brothers' names?
I have them. Let me get my actual. Oh, Gladys's book is right here. Never mind.
Let's see.
Nice.
I took lots of
Jonathan.
notes last game.
I think Nen got the first one.
It's Jonathan.
I have them both.
Elias.
There you go.
Dr. Elias Redwood
Yes.
and Jimmy the doll.
Little Jimmy. So let's go into our starting soon, unless there's more.
Yep.
Okay.
Let me know when we're ready to go.
Guess what? We're ready to go.
Oh, good.
They're only 30 seconds.
Well, you know, I
You're
don't
so
know
impatient.
what's on your end. Yeah.
30 seconds. Wow, guys, if you watched our games, you would know this.
I can't see what's on your end. I do watch our games. So yeah, anyway. Welcome back to Hunter. It's Thursday night, but everybody was curious. So I am your storyteller, Dengle. Much like I did last time, I'm going to do specific content warnings. If you are one that doesn't like tight spaces, one that is afraid of dolls, one that is sensitive to, well, I guess flashing lights doesn't really matter, but there will be some depictions of it, as well as maybe some technical torture, not really, but sort of, as well as you have nightmares easily because of psychological, or well, not psychological, but depictions of scenes and scenarios. Might not be the best one for you to watch. However, if you can power through it, we are happy to have you. If you can't, we will give you a recap for next time. So, that being said, joining me is Buttons playing Rose.
Good evening.
Nen playing Edgar,
Hello.
and Faye eating potato soup, playing Gladys.
I'm fine. I'm sorry. I forgot it in the microwave for like 3 hours.
It's okay. I'm joking. Mostly. Anyway,
It's good.
that's the important thing. And you get dinner. So who would like to let everyone know what we did on Tuesday?
Fuck dolls.
I mean, no. we
No,
did not.
like, they're horrible. I hate them.
We're trapped in a house with two very eccentric brothers trying to figure out what's going on with this diary. After they said their dad saw Oblivion and visions of Cthulhu and then died.
In Delaware.
In Delaware. So not quite Massachusetts, but up there.
No. Not even close. This is by Virginia. It's actually not too far from Philly, though. For those of you that
40
don't know.
minutes when I looked up.
Yep. But yeah. They were sent officially to recover a diary. However, they were also sent to recover something else.
I thought it was the same thing.
No, they are not the same thing. One was actually a diary.
So we have to find the other book now.
Yes. However, like they said, found a pair of
I thought it was the same thing.
eccentric would be nice to put it. Brothers. One is more prim and proper, the other not at all.
So we have to find the other book now.
In a very old house that on the outside looks rather creepy, on the inside looks rather homey. So yeah, we rejoin our cell after everyone else has at least went into their rooms to go to bed, and all of you are meeting in a back hallway off the kitchen, doing exactly what?
I forgot what we were going to talk about.
It does not seem as though anybody is listening. You can't see anyone. You can't hear anyone.
So we're all in agreement this is weird, right?
I forgot what we were going to talk about.
Very.
Yeah. I have the feeling we really need to get into that study.
Well, we were invited into the study. I think it's the downstairs that is the problem.
Yeah, the office.
No, like
That's what I meant.
downstairs, like where the brother does his stuff.
Ah.
Because like things are just weird down there, and I don't know why.
Into the study, I think it's the
Yeah.
downstairs that is the problem.
No, like downstairs, like where the
So the shelf that he was keeping the Jonathan was keeping the dolls on seems like it was moved recently.
Really?
Yeah, I know some drag marks on the floor.
Oh. Another reason to go down there. I don't want to.
Yeah,
no, like there was something wrong. Like I don't get claustrophobic and I couldn't breathe.
Really?
Can she roll to see if she knows the side effects of that gas?
Oh.
Intelligence and medicine,
Another reason
I'll
to go
say.
down there. I don't want
Makes more sense to be medicine for this particular instance.
Second.
No, like there was
Sorry.
something wrong. Like
Intelligence and what?
and I couldn't breathe.
Medicine.
Can she roll to see if she knows the side effects of that gas?
Just 2.
Probably not something that she just knows offhand.
1 second. Sorry. Intelligence and what?
Yeah, there was something down there that was just causing it, and I don't know why.
Just 2.
Can Edgar try to figure it out?
If you have the same skills, same roll, please.
Yeah, there was something down there that was just causing it, and I don't know why.
5 on a crit.
Edgar would know. Partially because he's seen it firsthand, but partially because he just, for whatever reason, that's kind of stuck. Call it trauma, knowing.
Might be keeping that the sulfuric acid down there too.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
You said there were drag marks. Could the doll stand be like hiding a secret entrance to a back room or something?
Most likely.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Do we really want to potentially be discovered sneaking around their house when we don't know how long we're going to have to be here?
I mean,
Do we really want to potentially be discovered sneaking around their house when we don't know how long we're gonna have to be here?
gosh, you have a point, but
How's that feeling you get?
Is it? Let's see. Well, it was acting up something good while we were down in the basement with all those dolls. There was that one really fancy doll, the old one that really got my hackles up. Let me see what's going on up here. And at Gladys's request, Rose will pop on her sense and see if she can catch anything nearby.
Almost immediately you sense something is very wrong. Again, you can't necessarily figure out where specifically, but
Even with the precision?
yes.
Ooh.
It seems like it's kind of everywhere, but kind of nowhere at the same time.
Okay, I regret doing that. Ugh. Oh, that is stifling, and it is everywhere.
Yeah, maybe we don't go poking around then, and we just leave in the morning.
I don't think we have everything we need, though. I don't think that diary sure didn't look like a necromantic text to me.
Let's just not.
I mean, we kind of need to.
Do we though? Do we?
We kind of do.
Do we though? Do we?
Can I get all three of you to roll me a wits and resolve, please? You need to beat a 6.
It's probably not going to happen. I'm only rolling 5 dice, so.
No.
3.
You know what? No, I'm just going to go down with the ship, 2.
3.
Okay. A very familiar tune starts to kind of be whistled, but not anywhere specifically, just kind of in your head.
Oh. Ah!
I think
Would you like-
that's our sign we need to do it.
Would you like to give me a wits and awareness? Please?
That's much better. Yes, please. Four.
5.
What did Gladys get?
I didn't realize that was muted. 2.
4 and 5.
I didn't realize that was muted.
You can see a ship out in the middle of the causeway. Everything else is just being thrown to and fro. This ship is staying dead still, and there's just a figure on the ship with a top hat and tuxedo. Notices you and just kind of waves. And then, like, taps his wrist as to say, time's ticking.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't think we have much of a choice right now. Let's,
Why? Because that stupid Wesley is in our head?
No, because he's literally right in the causeway.
What? Turn to look.
Wesley is in our head?
Yep. Now,
What? Turn to look.
now that you've realized that he is there, you can specifically realize, like, something's not right there. And now that you're not focusing where you are and inside of the house, you realize outside is actually hallowed ground. There is a certain level of pureness to the area around the house. However, inside the house is not the same. If you can give me wits and insight, specifically Rose, to figure out why.
All right. 3.
It's fairly obvious now that you think about it, between everything that you know about him and what you're doing and why he doesn't just come do it himself. He can't touch anything that has any religious connotation to it. So somebody knew that, and somebody's hiding something here that he probably wants.
What is it?
Just thinking.
Okay, so I don't really want to do this. I really don't want to do this. But I don't really know where to start looking. Where would creepy necromantic texts be? Because it's not in the library we were in unless it's hidden.
Oh no, it's in the dad's office. Remember, he was talking about all those writings on Oblivion that
Yeah.
Jonathan wouldn't let us see because he keeps the dad's office locked.
Yeah.
Again, we don't know how long we have to be here. So I'm very hesitant to go poking around in places they don't want us to poke in.
We don't know how long we have to be here. So I'm very hesitant to go poking around in places they don't want us to poke in.
2 mortals, old vampire. 2 mortals, old vampire.
I'm not saying we don't, but until we know how many days we need to stay here, maybe we wait until the rain lets up.
Don't. But until we know how many days we need to stay here, maybe we wait until the
I mean,
Unless you have
I'd-
a way to make sure that we're not found. I'm not exactly like
make sure that we're not found.
I'm worried about it.
Exactly. Like,
Because
Well,
what are we
I
gonna
mean-
do if they find us? Kill them? No.
Well, I mean, we also. What if we're stuck here? What if we're stuck here for weeks? I don't.
Yeah, and then if they catch us, then we have to sit here for weeks with them and dealing with that.
I don't know if we have that long if we're sitting on a cache of chemicals that are making us go crazy.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, we don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, that's the other
They
thing.
didn't say we couldn't wander the house, right?
They didn't say we couldn't wander the house.
We were never told otherwise. I mean, I don't know if it'd be the best idea to make a move right now this evening, absolutely, but...
But now, you were just telling me that we can't wait.
Well,
so what do you want to do?
But now, you were just telling me that we can't wait.
I just don't want to give it like a week and not do anything. A night or two maybe, but I think past that we're pushing our luck. If that.
Can I get everyone to roll me wits and awareness, please?
Something tells me those dolls are going to be back.
Three.
1.
5.
Okay. So 3 and 5. You hear a very faint creak on the stairs as you were talking about the dolls.
Look, I'm not saying we do nothing for a week. I'm just saying that we probably shouldn't do anything until we know when the rain is going to let up.
Oh, hold on. And Rose is actually going to turn and look. Like, poke her head around and...
So you poke your head around the corner. And standing there is Jonathan. You're just kind of staring at you deadpan. What are you talking about? I could hear somebody saying something. I just couldn't hear exactly what. I didn't want to cause a scene.
We're just wondering about when the rain's going to let up.
Oh.
Worried that we're going to be stuck here too long. We don't want to be in your hair for too long.
Oh, the rain will probably let up by the morning. So worst case scenario, you're out of here by tomorrow afternoon. It drains quickly when it starts to drain.
That's good to know. Sorry if we were being too loud.
No, it's quite alright. I don't sleep much anyway. And he'll just kind of like stand there staring at you awkwardly for probably feels like 5 minutes, but it's like 30 seconds.
Gladys just stares back.
At least around the corner, so just staring at Rose. And then he'll turn back around and walk up the stairs, and you can see him go into his room.
Well, Jonathan thinks the rain will let up around tomorrow and we'll be out of here by tomorrow afternoon, so...
Great. Guess we're sneaking around then, aren't we?
I mean, if you really don't want to, you could
No, I don't want to do
here
any of
and
this.
make it... Well, we're already here, so...
Exactly. And really, I'm probably one of the quietest ones here.
Debatable. That doesn't mean you talk a lot.
So, what is the plan?
We got 2 places
To
we
the
need
basement! Oh no, we don't need... Do we need... We don't know if we need to go into the basement or not.
That's where we assume the chemicals are.
Right, which is bad, but technically not our problem.
We don't know if we need.
Maybe Dengle's gonna make it our problem, but as far as we know, it's not our problem. God, try the study first. At least that way we can.
Which is bad.
Plus,
but
there's a probable escape route through the basement.
Maybe Dengle's
No.
gonna make
There's
it our
the
problem, but as far as we know, it's not our problem.
bookshelf where you don't know where it goes to. That moves.
Well, yeah,
try to
but
study
we
first,
don't know
and
where
that
it
way we
goes.
That's why I said probable.
Study first.
Okay.
And then got larceny.
Yeah.
I actually do have a point in larceny.
Me too.
Okay.
Puts me at
So
4.
I would assume that you're trying to do this quietly.
Yes.
Me too.
Trying being the key word, apparently. I'm gonna willpower.
Yes.
Ooh, that's not good. 3. My dice are back to hating me.
4.
Trying.
7.
Keyword apparently.
So nobody got less than 1,
Willpower.
and Faye, you're super blurry.
Oh.
There we go.
Ooh, that's not good. 3.
Um,
My dice are back to hating me.
you seem to be unaccosted. Getting to the study. So, composure and larceny, please, if that's better than dexterity. Okay.
I get 4 dice in this. What do you get, Buttons?
If I can use dexterity and larceny, I get 5.
You can use either. Just, they would both fit.
What about Edgar?
I get 4 dice in this.
Edgar doesn't have any ports in larceny.
Okay. All right. I'll try it. I'll do it. We'll see what happens.
Better than my cursed dice.
Gonna burn a willpower to reroll that.
How much did you get this time?
What, before the reroll?
Yes.
Before the reroll, I got 2.
Cursed dice.
Okay. You're gonna need more than that even if you get a consequence that goes along with it.
Okay, that's a little bit better. 4.
Okay. So the consequence isn't as bad as it could have been because it's a rather complex lock. You do get it, but you absolutely scratch the hell out of it. Nothing breaks, which is what would have happened if you got 3. But 4, you scratch it enough that upon inspection there would be signs. But the study is open. A thick layer of dust covers most everything in there. The upholstered furniture has been moved out. All that's left in here is wooden furniture that has been covered a long time ago. Seems like there hasn't been a whole lot of disturbance in here.
Right, so every move is going to be noticed. Beeline to the desk.
Okay, so you beeline to the desk.
Maybe only one person should go in then? Less of us moving around, less of us making a mess.
Beeline to the desk.
You do you. Gladys is already in.
Would anybody else like to join, or are you all going to stay at the door?
Edgar will keep watch.
Okay, so
You do you.
I
Gladys is
need
already in.
2 separate rolls. Gladys, I need a wits and insight from you. And Rose and Edgar, wits and awareness.
2.
2. That's not
Back to my
quite enough.
shitty rolls.
3.
Six.
Rose, you... Actually, it's fitting that you would
Shitty rolls.
recognize this. The dust doesn't actually get disturbed while moving through it.
Huh.
However, it seems as though Gladys steps into it, not of it, and it just kind of seems like stepping in water of sorts. Seems like it's something that you've kind of seen before. Or a form of it, at the very least.
Curiosity would overtake Rose at this point, and she'd follow Gladys into the office.
Wits and insight, please.
Five on a crit.
That is enough. The illusion fades for you. The office is immaculately clean. However, everything is still covered. That's something that they can't quite illusion their way out of.
Huh. Interesting illusion. Were you able to find it?
As she's rifling through things on the desk.
Investigation and intelligence, please. Because I think that's better than awareness for you.
As she's rifling through things. Seven with a crit.
Okay, so you find a lot of things. However, the one thing that you don't find is a necromantic tome. You find old bills of sale.
With a crit.
You find record keeping. You find a journal. And then another one. And then another one. So 3 separate. And then you find a key. Very old jailer style key. You may put that in your inventory if you so choose.
Look through the books. Or the journals.
Okay. So none of them are dated. However, it seems to be they're all written in fountain pens of some sort. The first one being a medical practitioner's beginnings, basically. It's a lot of findings, it's a lot of this case, that case, this patient, that patient type stuff. And this is before like HIPAA laws, so like they could actually put names in there. And specifics and all that fun stuff. And then the next one is they married and they're having children. First a boy, then the wife lost their middle child, unfortunately, and then another boy. First one being Elias, the second being Jonathan. And it kind of accounts then his wife's struggle with afterbirth, basically, and postpartum depression, which ends badly for her. Doesn't give specifics as to the circumstances, but it does end badly. And then the last one is the one that you were looking for. It starts off fairly mundane. We found a book. It seems to be important. And it keeps going through, and it gets a little bit more deranged, a little bit more deranged, a little bit more deranged, until finally I can see into the void, and what I see is truly horrifying. No man, woman, or child can ever be prepared for what you can see there. That type of cadence, theme, and feel. And it's just pages and pages and pages. Until the very last night, tonight is the night. No longer will I have to suffer this. Should I make it through somehow, I will be a changed man one way or another. And that is all it says. And then there is nothing after that.
Interesting. Are there any other books or anything of note in here that could be hiding the journal, or the necromantic book?
I'll say as you're doing that, Rose is looking through the other stuff that's in here. And it's funny because the only things that are in here are medically based journals of some sort. They're all old, they're all from the 1800s. And what isn't a medically based journal is like a handmade ship. Or, again, more scrimshaw of some sort. Some depicting like whales, some fish, some fishermen. There is one, however, that doesn't seem to be the normal bone. Looks to be like a jawbone or something, because it is much wider. And it just has a face on it. And it's the face that Gladys somewhat recognized, but it's more straight on. And Rose, can I get you to make me an unspent willpower check?
Okay. Two.
You just instinctively, for whatever reason, are just drawn to this thing, and you grab hold of it, pick it up, and staring into it. Edgar and Gladys, at this point, you see Rose doing this, and you try to talk to her. No response. And as she picks it up, stares at it, and is holding it, you can see just a hand start to come out of it. Rose, you don't see this, though. I need to know what Gladys and Edgar are doing.
Staring in horror.
That's fair.
Sneakily trying to rush over and get the bone out of her hands.
Okay. Dexterity and athletics to just both do it quietly and quickly. Please.
Gladys probably gripped the book so hard she's leaving nail imprints.
Gonna burn a willpower.
Oh, that's good.
3.
Okay. You get there right as this thing grabs hold of Rose. Now, Rose, I need you to make me a stamina and resolve, please. Your difficulty is 3. For anything under 3, you take 1 superficial point of damage.
Okay. Not the worst pool, not a great pool, but not the worst pool. Okay, so I got 3 on the nose.
Okay, so you do not take any damage. However, Edgar smacks this thing out of your hand. You finally see like the hand release from your face. And I need all 3 of you to make me a sanity check because something is said from this thing. And it is eldritch as all hell.
Nothing.
3.
4.
So Edgar, I think you know what to do here. However, as it clatters to the ground, actually, Gladys knows Paleo Hebrew.
He does.
Doesn't necessarily realize how to or know how to speak it, but knows the writing of it, which would loosely translate to modern Hebrew, which could loosely translate vocally as well. So something about the void will consume you all. However, to everyone else, it kind of sounds like Bethrock, Buntush, Sun, or something of that nature. It's very just grating yet flowy. It's weird. Hebrew itself is kind of odd like that.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Okay.
Nope, we should just go. Let's go. Let's go.
We should probably put this back.
Really? Like ate you or something. Can we just go?
Sure, okay.
Sneak back out of the room.
Gladys will hastily shove the journals back into whatever drawer she found them in.
Do you take the key?
Yes.
Okay. So you take the key, you put the journals back in, cover everything back up, and you bolt out of there. Do you put the phone back on the shelf? Is Rose the one that puts the bone back on the shelf, or somebody else put the bone back on the shelf?
Gladys does not go near it.
Edgar will take care of it.
Okay, Edgar. Unspent willpower, please.
Two.
Okay, much the same scene happens, but this time everybody's kind of ready for it. So, like, the second you just start to like stare at it, I just assume somebody smacks it out of his hand, and kind of blinks. And just, oh, okay.
Okay, so no touchy.
I don't think it's as much touching it as it is making eye contact with the face. Put it down and let's go.
Sneak on it.
With it in your hand?
That's all of us hands.
I just assume it's on the floor now and just it's gonna stay there.
But is Rose gonna
One of
pick it
us
back
can
up?
handle it.
No, Rose isn't gonna pick it back up.
Okay. And Edgar's not gonna pick it back up, right?
Nope.
Okay. So you leave it there and you head out.
Close the door once we leave.
Okay. Close the door. Would you like to lock the door? How would you like to lock the door?
Will
Can
the
we do
key
it
work?
from the other side and then just pull it closed? Or is it one of those where it, like, literally locks without...
It's one of those where you need to lock it, put the key on both sides, and the key does not work. This is a much newer lock than what that key fits.
Can we... is there a way to reverse lockpick it?
Yeah, this is dexterity and larceny.
You're, a little quiet tonight, Dengle.
I don't know why. I do apologize.
I got 5 on that reverse lockpick.
Yep, that is good to go. You do not scratch it anymore, locking it. Where to now, gang?
Basement next.
Yeah, I guess we have to go there. Let's go. Quietly.
Okay. Dexterity and stealth, please.
Three.
3.
4.
3, 3, 4. 2. Got it. So you make it to the basement. Again, unaccosted. The gallery door is on the other end of the room. Shut. You can see a light from underneath. However, you do remember that Jonathan did not turn off the light as he was leaving.
Edgar, would a cloth mask help filter out that stuff?
Kind of.
So
You
better
need a few
than
layers,
having
though.
nothing. Does she have some rags, or can we find some rags?
Of course she has some rags.
It'll smell like oil, though.
A little bit.
You know, it's better than hydrochloric acid or hydro something acid? Hydrochloric acid?
Sulfuric acid.
Oh, sulfuric acid, yeah. Better than sulfuric acid, I think.
The fluorosulfuric acid.
Yeah, even better.
So yeah. So yeah. You can tie them around your face and look like banditos.
Sure.
As you enter the room. And everything is as it was left.
So we're downstairs now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I don't want to be down here. Let's just get this.
So, tell me exactly what you do from here.
Stand behind the other two.
Okay.
Edgar is going to make a wild guess and make his way towards the doll stand.
Okay. Rose.
Rose is going to follow very closely, keeping a very close eye on the dolls.
Okay. So you make your way to the doll stand, and sure enough, on the very back, there's a small handhold on either side. Looks like you can grab and pull.
Are any of the dolls missing?
No.
I don't know if that worries me more or less.
Should we try to open it?
I mean, that's what we came down here for, right? You guys were so insistent.
Give it a pull.
Is it trapped?
Intelligence and investigation.
Four. Ah.
You are 99% sure that it is not trapped.
Okay. We're not just gonna stand down here all night, are we?
Edgar's going to pull the door.
Okay. Edgar's got one side. Who has the other? Or is Edgar going to do both sides?
Rose is too wigged out by the dolls. You're gonna need to poke her if you want help.
Fine. It's not gonna go well. Gladys will try the other side with her two dice to roll.
Okay. Strength and athletics, please, from both of you.
1.
4.
It slides easily. However, Rose, dexterity and athletics, please.
Sure.
I will explain as to why, depending on what you roll.
4.
As you do that, 3 dolls spring to life. One jumps out at Rose, one jumps on Gladys, and the other jumps on Edgar. Rose, you catch yours and throw it against the wall and shatter its head. It was the first one that Jonathan said that he got. Gladys, the one on you looks a bit like a male hula dancer. It's got the grass skirt on, quote unquote tattoos all over the body. It's a lay on. It's actually kind of cute. And then Edgar. Yours looks like a little lumberjack, minus the axe. However, as it jumps onto either of you, you can feel something sharp protruding through your shirts. Not taking any damage, but yeah. So, what would you 3 like to do in this particular situation?
Grab
Rose-
a leg and throw it.
Is it like on top, like back?
It's
Like,
it's like on your shoulder. and like draped over your back.
Body slam herself into a wall.
Okay. So dexterity and athletics for you. Edgar, what are you doing?
Grab a leg and throw it into the floor.
Strength and brawl for you.
1. Well, she tries not to scream.
3.
So, Edgar, as you do that, your shirt gets ripped and you are gashed. Seems to be that a hook has protruded from a hand. You take 1 superficial point of damage. The one on Gladys sees you go to slam yourself into the wall. Can I get a stamina and resolve, please, to make sure you don't like concuss yourself?
Would be worth it.
However, it avoids being slammed into the wall.
1.
That's enough to not. It'll knock you loopy, but not quite concuss. I will, however, need you to make me another dexterity and athletics, please.
1.
You will also take 1 point of superficial damage, as this thing produces, looks like a little tiny knife or something, and like stabs you in the shoulder. It's about 1.5 inches long. Rose, what are you doing during this entire thing?
Is there like some sort of concussive instrument of destruction or creation nearby, like a hammer or a mallet or like a paintbrush with like a really thick handle that Rose could use to just kind of...
Absolutely.
Okay, Rose is gonna pick up whatever's closest and go to help Gladys with hers. And just crack this thing over the head.
Strength and melee, please.
Don't
not my
concuss
best.
lads.
Not my best pool. Let's see what we can do. Okay, 2.
That is enough to thwack it, and it cracks the head in half, and it just kind of like falls off Gladys. Just enough damage to do that.
Does the body fall?
It hangs on for a half a second, but yes, it does fall.
Okay.
Next round. Edgar, what would you like to do? You have this thing effectively off of you. Kind of hung up in the air by a foot.
You keep slamming against the floor until the head breaks.
Okay. Effectively, this is just a strength versus brawl, and as long as it keeps winning, it's not going to die.
Two.
Well, you win this one because you were the active. Last time it got 4, so. So you thwack it one more time, and it kind of like punk, and the head just pops off. It doesn't actually break the head. However, the body stopped moving, and it just kind of, pardon the expression, but ragdolls. I need all of you to give me another sanity check, please. So I feel like that one warrants a sanity check after like you realize what the heck just happened.
1.
3.
3.
So Gladys, please remove 1 sanity from your current pool. You have 2 edge now, correct?
No, we were sitting at... Well, I have 5 on my thing, because we were at 5 and you said they weren't going away.
Right, that is true. So yes, you currently have 5. That's the most you can have, so. However, you like kind of half catch your breath and 2 of you have scratches on you, or a poke wound. And Rose, you have a not large, but decent-sized mallet in your hand. And the little boarding school doll stands up. As well as... I'm just trying to figure out which ones are still left. A Alaskan native looking person has the full parka on, has a little like fishing hook, and a little like pig farmer looking thing. They all stand up and they kind of like raise their hands.
Rose is wigged out. She's got one hand on her rosary and one hand clutching the mallet.
And you can see the one that has been dubbed Little Jimmy like starts doing something, like moving around for something. Give me a wits and insight, please.
Or
2.
Dude,
Okay. 4 would get, it is trying to communicate something, not necessarily to you guys, but to someone else in the room.
2.
And it needs to actually make a roll. And it will succeed on said roll. And then 2 more stand up. This little princess looking thing. As well as for all intents and purposes, a Celtic warrior. They all stand up and they'll just have their hands up.
Gladys is going to pull a wrench out of her bag and just...
The Jimmy one will jump down to the front and like start like waving its arms. Again, wits and insight if you would like.
Gladys is going to pull a wrench out of her bag and just...
1.
2.
5.
Rose understands it's actually asking for something to write with.
Rose is gonna look confused for a second, and then she's gonna scramble around. Surely there's some sort of writing utensil, a piece of charcoal, a pencil, something.
Yeah, absolutely. As well as some scrap pieces of paper.
She'll just hand it to the doll.
And in a very scratchy writing. You see a D, then an A, then an N, then a G. Anybody care to guess what it's trying to spell?
Danger?
And it stops like midway and just like shakes its head up and down.
Where? What kind of danger?
You can kind of see it like looking at its other things, and like the little princess one hops over, and you can see her like start to draw like a set, kind of like a circle, then like a triangle on the bottom of it, but it's like a flat enough triangle, and then a couple eyes. And then you can see her like start to make teeth on it, but 2 of the teeth are a bit longer than the rest.
Does Rose recognize what this is?
I feel like all of you can probably put 2 and 2 together at this given point in time.
Okay.
Wonderful.
And you can see it kind of like hold up its hands, kind of like say wait. You can see it like messing with its crown, and it kind of takes off and like taps it. And then it like shoves it over.
What do we do with the crown?
It like shoves it over and like points at it multiple times.
Rose will lean over to try and pick it up.
Okay. Would anybody either like to give me an intelligence and occult or wits and insight?
What's an insight for Edgar?
I don't think this goes along with my new specialty.
Which one?
The pseudo celestial
No.
and demons.
Nope.
Holy
unfortunately.
shit! 6.
Okay. What did everybody else get?
Sure.
5 on a crit.
And what did Rose roll?
It really kind of doesn't matter because it's a pool of 5 for both.
6.
Knowing her, I'm gonna go ahead and say intelligence and occult.
Okay. So it would fit that Rose would know a little bit about this. And Gladys, you've seen it in a book. The crown kind of looks like a very specific clan symbol. It would be one of... Let's see here. What are they called? Abyss Mystics, Keepers, Magisters, Shadows, the Night Clan.
Would you know the actual name for them is the question.
With a 6, yes. As would Rose.
Oh,
Wait,
great!
you're telling me there's another one here?
Oh, great! The Shadow Keepers, wonderful. Love that. Love that for us. Well, I mean, it makes sense if there's an Oblivion tied book here.
No, the one outside is the Oblivion book. That's for him. Why are these here? What is going on?
The little princess thing then starts to like write out letters. And first one is a B.
The one outside is the Oblivion book.
Then an
That's
A.
for him. Why are these here? What is going on?
Any guesses so far?
Bad.
Then another B. Then a Y.
What do you mean, babe? What?
She visibly gets kind of frustrated, and then the little fisherman one jumps down and like scratches with his pole.
What do you mean, babe?
YOUNG. Then
The Lasombra's a baby?
and little princess, like I can't really. It kind of like points emphatically.
Like a person baby, or is new?
Then it just kind of like knocks twice on the stand that they're on.
Oh, okay. Hey, Edgar, is that gas combustible?
Like,
Don't believe so.
person baby or is new?
Yeah, not so much.
Good. Because she has one of those carrot the
Okay.
torches.
Hey,
Yeah.
Edgar, is
You
that
picked
gas
that up
combustible?
during the Zamitzi one.
Yep.
Good.
Because she has
Then
one of those carrots
the pig farmer like starts waving its hands.
during the Zamitzi one.
And this one I'm gonna have you guys roll wits and aware or wits and insight for because it don't write. It just kind of acts it out.
3.
4.
Six with a crit.
Okay, 6 of the crit because it's not very well acted out. It's like waving its hands around like wildly and widely. You two don't necessarily fully understand what's going on. However, Gladys, you understand that it's trying to like signify the house, as in the owner of the house.
Jonathan's dad?
And he just starts like jumping up and down.
Oh, cool. The guy who was looking into oblivion is now a Lasombra.
Yeah.
Does
Then he-
does
then he-
Elias know?
He
Then he
has to.
starts, like-
Elias.
He starts beating on his chest as well. Wits and insight.
3 again.
1.
Sorry.
Well, those two not having the minor meltdown would understand that's as to signify he's staked.
Oh, that. He's in. Oh shoot! What did they call it? Torpor. He's sleeping with a piece of wood through him.
Oh, good. Let's light him on fire.
Wait. Hang
No.
on.
I'm not waiting.
no,
I'm gonna set him on fire.
I'm piecing this together. Hang on one sec. But Elias said that he helped him to rest, which means Elias has to know. Elias is probably the one that staked him.
Okay.
Which means that there's a very good possibility that they're... Oh shoot, what did they call it? Ghouls.
Yeah, probably.
Which means that they have supernatural powers too. Maybe not to the extent that their father now does, but they've
Well,
got
then that means
something.
they're not human anymore and they can die. So I don't really care. Let's just get this and go.
So do you continue down? Because now that you look, there's a dirt path spiraling down. Not tight by any means, but it's certainly spiraling.
Why did you attack us and why are you helping us? To the dolls.
I'll just say one of them writes it out. THOSBAD.
One more time?
Basically, those bad. Would you like to give me wits and wits and a call would work on this one? for anybody that wants to.
1, 2, 2.
4.
On.
The 4 would be able to piece together that maybe the bound souls weren't necessarily of the most nice people in the world, and thus have a proclivity to like attack people upon command. The other ones probably saw you as decent people and was like, "This is our way out. Do it."
Is there a way that we can help you guys? I don't want to leave you guys stuck here. To the dolls.
Then you see a rapid, like, jagged line start to form on the piece of paper. After he gets done, he like circles it like 5 times. It kind of looks like fire.
So burn everything.
And then he just points to the like skull that was drawn.
Okay, so we burn it.
Vampire got it.
Good. Good. One less leech in the world is a good thing.
Right. Just on the off chance, have you guys seen a weird book anywhere?
They quickly like try to hide behind the rest of the dolls that aren't animated.
We're gonna get it out of here. We're gonna make sure no one deals with it.
Yeah, they're still hiding.
Is it with the vampire?
Still hiding.
Guess that's our answer.
Prime the torch.
Okay. So you prime the torch and you head down.
Quick look around, see if we're not being watched.
Does not seem to be so. There's not a whole lot of places to hide in here, so you slip through, and immediately on the other side, you actually find a trunk full of like World War I gas masks, as well as long sleeve rubberized smocks.
Hey Edgar,
Never
do you
have we
think
run
these
one
are
of these
in work?
again.
Hey Edgar, do you think these are in working order?
One way to find out.
Suit up.
So you suit up, and you continue down, and down, and down, and down, and Edgar, I hate to do this to you specifically, but can I get a sanity check from you?
Dude.
Okay, you will take 1 sanity damage as past traumas come back to kind of bite you in this particular situation. You start to have a mini freak out, but you do keep yourself together. However, for all future sanity checks, use your full sanity plus 1. Because you've already been through the worst of it, really. What's the worst that can happen here, right? So you continue down. And the odor is getting stronger and stronger and stronger as you come down here. And it's fairly obvious that this is exactly where you are to go. Until you come out to this room that kind of looks like somebody hand dug it, laid timbers. And it's square, and in the center of the room is a pedestal with a staked individual dressed in a brown suit. He is rather old. His shoes are covered in mud. His hands and wrists are scarred from years and years of being cut open, it would seem. And they never quite healed right. And bears a passing resemblance to Elias, but it's a little bit stronger with Jonathan. And you can see, like, as you approach him, the eyes kind of dart to all of you.
Still like it looks like.
Is there any sign of the book? A book?
Not in here. There are 3 tunnels, all 3 of which have doors to them.
I don't really like not taking care of this now, because what if someone comes up behind him and lets him go? And I really want to just take care of it now, but then we have a fire.
Yes.
Is the gas here strong enough it would actually stifle any flames?
No, it's not quite that strong. However, if you do take your mask off, you will start taking damage. It is strong enough for that.
Could always just remove the head.
Do you have a way to do that? I don't really have a way to do that.
I mean, I have like a small knife.
Got my trench knife.
Okay, do you want to do it then?
Might make it easier. Not have to worry about the fire.
Oh, I'm gonna burn it as we head out, regardless. But then no one can come, like, let him loose behind us. It will be an extremely gruesome process if I have to do it, so you would probably be the quickest at it.
Can I get wits and awareness checks with 1 die penalty for all of you?
2.
Also 2.
3.
So, Rose, you hear a very slight squeak of rubber on rubber. And you look over, and it's a rather tall individual. He's got a mask on. And what are you doing with my father? Jonathan said that you might be up to something.
Whip around with the torch.
You do that down here, and well, you're not making it out either.
Whip around with the torch.
The invasion of privacy, the study is, or the office, is forgivable. It's not that big of a deal. Even if you did see the journals. I assume the touching of the artifact was... And he kind of looks at everyone. I want to say Rose. You just strike me as the type.
Rose
Again,
just kind of giggles.
Again, forgivable. I don't care. I would request you leave him as such, and we will leave him as such until the day that I die.
Yeah, but how long's that gonna be?
Much sooner than my brother. I'm not the one that has been imbibing his blood.
And how can we take that for fact?
Because I'm not zealot. No, I'm not immediately attacking you or threatening. You know, there's a certain bond that happens, a certain protective bond that happens.
Yeah, we're aware.
You do that. So, and if I was doing it, I would have the want to unstake him.
Not necessarily. There's ways to do it without being bonded, I think.
A select few can, from what I understand. I don't.
And what
want
are you
to take
doing
that
with him?
chance. Keeping my brother alive. At least until he ceases to be useful.
What use does he have?
He's been taking care of the house. You don't think that the miraculous healing of being caught in a fire was done through medicine, do you? Yes, there are still scars on his body, but some things, this type of magic, and that's what I'm calling it, doesn't heal.
So you made your brother into something inhuman?
To save his life, yes.
Did you do that to your father too?
No. This is my way of helping him rest.
If you wanted that, you would end him. He's not human anymore.
Oh no, we have far too many uses for him. We still have to figure out what he is capable of, even in his current state.
If you wanted that, you would end him. He's not human anymore.
See what the limits of their pain tolerance are.
That's...
His clan can control people, I think.
I mean, anyone can.
Can I get another wits and awareness, please?
Are we still subtracting a die?
Yes, because of the mask covering the ears and everything.
1.
Do again.
4 on a crit.
Okay, Rose, you hear one of the doors open. The other two do not.
Are we still subtracting a die?
And you look over and there is another individual. They seem to be attempting to conceal that they are there. They don't have a mask on. It is also not Jonathan.
Do I recognize who it is?
No.
Rose is gonna let this. Rose is curious. She's gonna let this play out and not mention anything, not turn, not acknowledge what happens. Just keep an eye on things. See who this new person is aiming for.
I'm currently just standing there watching. Now, leave my father where he is, as he is. It is obvious that you are here for something else. What would that be?
A book.
A book. Do you have a name for this book?
No. But your father might have found it.
Do you have a content for this book?
It's a necromantic book. Has to deal with things dealing with oblivion.
Okay.
It's a necromantic book. Has to deal with things dealing with oblivion.
You mean the sight beyond sights?
They call it
Maybe.
oblivion, yes.
So space between the voids. You mean the LSE?
We didn't get a name for it.
Or I believe, as your friend out in the causeway would say, because he's certainly... Sorry. Certainly not my friend. The Necronomicon.
So you went and had a conversation with him?
No. He's an old adversary of my father's. They met in New Orleans.
Not my choice. Trust me.
There. However, it does not absolve you of the fact that you are still working with someone that adamantly wants to see me and my family destroyed. Which, again, I can forgive. And I'm sure he wants that book back. But do you know what's in that book?
Assume something he wants very badly.
The ability to summon things from the space between spaces. I don't know if he wants that necessarily. But I also know that it can bring the previously dead back to animation. Life would be a bit of an over-exaggeration with it, though. The ability to bind certain beings to dolls, as you've seen upstairs, as well as, and his personal favorite, kind of glances off, and you two finally see the other figure that's been standing there just watching. The ability to commune with spirits on the other side of the veil. And now that you all kind of, I would assume, turn and look at this individual. They are rather tall, very, 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 very pale. bald. They do have a goatee. It is also very, very white. And they have kind of like tattered robes on. They're of multiple different colors.
Get another one.
You're just lucky. I don't like your kind.
I'll set this whole place on fire. I don't really care.
Oh no, that's the other part of the reason why he stays alive. I feed from him. He is fed by them. I would appreciate if you didn't take the book, but if that's what must be done, we can make a deal.
Great, another one.
Oh, mine is much more short term.
And what would that be?
Jonathan needs to go away. I much would rather him not be here anymore. And if he has any issues with it, I'll take care of him myself. But he stays. And there are no fires being set.
What are you? Which one?
Me? Oh. I'm a judge, an arbiter.
Would she know?
Does that ring any bells?
That one will require another intelligence and occult check.
Can Rose make this check too?
Yes.
Five.
4.
Rose wouldn't know. And I would say Gladys wouldn't know specifically. Definitely knows of them, and typically they are ones that when they eat their own kind, it usually doesn't stop quickly. So the fact that he's apparently kept him alive this long is odd.
I'm surprised he's still here.
Not all of us have control issues. Would you like to know where the caustic liquid is coming from?
I'm assuming something down here.
And he takes his nail and drags his wrist open and starts dripping it onto the father. And it just bubbles.
Then why?
Why? Why am I doing this?
Why are you poisoning the water?
That's just a side effect. I cannot keep everything from going where it's supposed to be going. And our experiments have been ramping up quite a lot lately. He started to move a couple weeks ago.
What are you doing?
Some might call it torture. I just say punishment. He shouldn't have messed with something that he didn't know what was going on. Especially when he was mortal. You know he tried to sacrifice 13 people and got a church burned down. How he got away from the Baron, I don't know. But he did.
That's that good? Was he still mortal?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure that the Night of the Fire is the Night of the Change. He then went on a multi-state spree of doing whatever it is he wanted to do until he got back home, where he met his son that was ready for him. Jonathan is his keeper. I am the guardsman. I might be a bit more of a sorcerer than anything, but I still know how to use a knife when I need to.
Does your torturing of him have a purpose? Are you getting anything out of it?
It sates the compulsion that I have to judge the wicked, and it keeps me from doing it to anyone else.
I meant Elias.
Oh. Well, yes. And no. I've realized the healing capabilities that they have. I've realized that you can take them to extreme measures. Removal of limbs, removal of organs, everything except for the heart, apparently. And the brain, naturally. And it'll either regenerate or they can live on without it. And he actually pulls a scalpel from his coat and opens up the suit, like walks past you and opens up the suit. And we'll start to like open him up and kind of show you that like there's nothing inside. It's kind of gross, but it's okay.
Rose kind of starts to shift restlessly.
Gladys is actually where she used to be very grossed out by these things. She's probably like leaning towards it, like fascinated now.
Yes. And he persists. As a matter of fact, if you really wanted to, you could physically reach in and touch the piece of wood that is touching the heart. I would rather you not, but you can.
I'm good. Just want the book.
Yes. We have went so far as to sever everything except for the brainstem, and it healed.
Really?
It took a very long time.
How
Yes,
long?
In his case, it was a decade. It only recently healed.
Fascinating.
So it is interesting, to say the least, and it's not something that I would really like to give up as far as a research subject. However, if my friend wishes my brother to die, because they do not see eye to eye, and my brother has tried to destroy him multiple times, I see no qualms with that.
You want Jonathan out of the way so much. Why haven't you done it yourself already?
Because I do not kill family. The suggestion for euthanasia was not by my hand. It was never going to be by my hand. will do anything in my power to keep my family alive, which is stupid. However, I also will not step in the way if I know that if I do so, bad things will come to me. The book is through that door. However, I believe ridding the world of Jonathan would be a requirement first. You also might want to grab the key from the study, or the office, whichever you would want to call it. It's the only one that can actually unlock that door.
Okay. So all we have to do is kill Jonathan, who's no longer human. Make a deal with another one of you things, and then we can walk out with the book.
Yes.
As she says you think, she looks to the Banu.
Yep. Okay. And Jonathan, yes, that is the gist of it.
You mean Elias?
Yes, sorry. Yes, that is the gist of it. And right about that time, you all, luckily, are wearing gas masks because are sprayed with the Banu's vitae. As a stake goes run through the chest of the Banu. And Jonathan is standing there with a large axe. It's like, you're not going to touch my dad. You're certainly not going to kill me.
And of course, she snuck down.
What would you all like to do? And Elias is actually going to help you. So.
Rose is going to get some distance and
Okay.
pull her rifle around.
She's been walking around with a rifle the entire time.
Oh, no, that's right. She hasn't shoot.
Yeah.
I'm so used to
Edgar,
having it on me. Dang it. She would still have the mallet, though.
Yes.
Can Gladys drop the torch and, like, stumble back, trying to put the dad between her and Jonathan?
Yes. Absolutely do that. Then, Edgar, what are you doing?
Would it be unreasonable that Edgar kept his pistol on him?
That's small enough that I feel like you could probably keep on you.
Yep,
A
take a shot with the
rifle's a
pistol.
little bit different, though. Okay, so you can take a shot with the pistol. Gladys is going to GTFO. Rose
Just a
is
little.
going to go thwonk with the mallet. Elias is going to try to slash with the scalpel. And Jonathan is going to do something.
I'd burn a little power, but I got a 6 on a crit.
Okay. So you land solidly. And he now has a hole in him, and he's bleeding from it. So now the melee combatants start. Rose, you are first, and then we will go to Elias.
So I got a 3. This
They
is
got a-
not my best pool.
And they got a 4. And they will actually be using Strength and Brawl against you to counterattack, to stop you from attacking. And theirs is a crit. And they're also using Potence.
Wonderful.
So you will take 3 superficial damage.
Okay.
I'm not going to be mean and make it like aggravated. So
Since he's using Potence to add on to this, is this technically supernatural damage?
it is technically, yes.
Okay, so it would be halved because of the protective amulet.
Okay, so it is back down to 1. And then Elias flubbed his roll completely, so yeah. Yeah, that was bad. Next round. Jonathan looks like he's got plenty left in the tank.
Since she dropped the torch, does Gladys have a lighter or matches or something?
I would assume that you probably have matches in your go bag of everything.
She'll prepare to strike one over the open chest cavity.
Okay.
If you move, this is going inside of him.
Charisma and intimidation, please.
Oh, yeah, great. 2 rolls, 2 dice.
Or manipulation, if that's better for you.
It is absolutely not. Just 1.
Okay. He just kind of locks eyes on you. So, Edgar, take your shot, please.
Pistol.
Yep.
Only 3 this time.
You rip a hole in his cheek. It does quite a bit more damage to him this time than last time. But he is still up and moving, which is surprising. Now, this next little bit's going to happen all at the same time. Rose, what are you doing? Elias is trying to slash yet again, and Jonathan is not staying where he is currently.
Rose is gonna do something different. She is actually going to move for the Banu and see if he has any other weapons on him.
A small dagger. That would use your dexterity over your strength.
Which she will take, because dexterity is much better than strength.
But searching through his person will take you the entire round.
That's fine.
Okay, so Elias tries to slash, and he gets shoved aside. And then Jonathan, with moving a lot faster than you've seen him move before, will go across and try to make contact with our lovely scientist. Basically punching across his father. Dexterity and athletics, please.
2. There's no way I can avoid this.
Yeah.
I have 3 dice.
I got 4. Luckily, I didn't crit. So you will take 3. No. Yeah, 3. Superficial damage. And then I need a strength and composure, please. Because that was the majority of what he was trying to do, was just get you to go away.
I am out of superficial health, and I rolled 2.
Okay. You do get knocked back, but you do not get knocked prone. So you do keep your feet, but you are effectively pushed a ways back because you get smacked square in the chest. And you were out of breath.
Oh, he didn't go for the face?
No. However, it is next turn. And Jonathan, now you can get a better look, is definitely has seen better days. He's seen worse days, probably, but he's seen better days. So, what would everybody like to do?
Want a shot?
Okay, take that shot, please.
Six.
6. I got 1. That does quite a bit of damage to him. Gladys, you don't like blood, right?
She's probably more tolerant of it now since she started, like, really digging into the medicine.
You don't like blood spraying on you, right?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Okay, can I get a sanity check from you, please?
You guys are going to desensitize her to this.
That's fine.
That's the plan.
1.
You will take 1 more sanity damage. However, Jonathan slumps over onto his father. And in kind of like a cinematic scene, the wound that was, he moves it over his father's mouth. So it is dripping in there. You can hear him mutter something. What's an awareness, please, from everyone?
-1.
Yes. And this is a rather difficult check to begin with, so.
I'm gonna burn a willpower then.
1.
2.
5.
Rose can't necessarily hear exactly what is said, but does notice that Jonathan kind of smiles a little bit and has realized that Jonathan has his hand on the stake and quickly yanks it out and is tossed to the side by the father. It's like, oh, this is... How long's it been? Elias. We've got some catching up to do. Now, what would everybody like to do?
Scramble for the torch!
I'm still technically by the Banu, right? Since I haven't moved.
Yes.
Is the Banu stake baited? Has he disintegrated, or is he still
No.
like there?
He's still there.
I'm gonna yank the stake out of the Banu.
And he immediately kind of turns around and says, of course. That's what happens. And immediately descends upon the father. I'm not going to make you fight this guy. They do, however, have a rather epic battle. I will say that if you do want to fight, you can. If you want to join in the fight.
No. No.
I want to run and grab the book.
Edgar will just yell key at Gladys.
What does Gladys do? Does hand over the key, or...
She'll probably sit there for a second, just trying to get her bearings, and then grab the torch and scramble for the door.
Okay. Meanwhile, you can see the Lasombra and the Banu are both locked hand in hand. Elias is doing what he can, but quickly gets scratched across the face, opening the guy's mask. You know he's not going to be able to make it out of here. Make it to the door and you slide the key in. This requires an intelligence in larceny to even use the key. The difficulty is 4.
Two.
You can work together on this.
One.
Two.
So, okay. So I will just say that, Gladys, you can add 3 onto your pool.
Let me willpower this.
Really?
I rolled 3. Altogether.
Jesus. Jeez. You need one more. Come on, let's go.
Let me willpower this. I rolled 3. Altogether. I got 2 more.
Okay. So it is rather tricky. It's a right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And each time you move it, it gets to a certain point where you can slide it a little bit further in, slide it a little bit further in, slide it a little further in, until it's basically buried all the way down to like the loop on the key. And then you spin it all the way around. And it unlocks, and the door swings open, and the door is only 2-3 inches deep. The key was a good 6 inches. And inside, there is a book on a stone pedestal. It is the only thing in there, and it is just grotesque to look at, frankly. There's stitches. It looks like there's blood on it. Dried blood, of course. And it looks almost as though like somebody has inlaid. You hope it's bone. It might not actually be bone. It might be like teeth. You don't know. I assume you go and grab it.
Don't physically touch it, but just like knock it into Gladys's bag.
Well, you're gonna have to physically touch it to be able to do that.
We can't
Don't physically touch
use
it,
something.
But just like knock it into Gladys's bag.
For this particular, it will travel through that.
Okie doke, Gladys is going for it. She just wants to be out of here.
Does somebody else wish to knock it in there rather than Gladys?
I mean, Rose will grab it if you want.
Okie doke, Gladys is going for it. She just wants to be out of here.
Pretty sure whoever has the highest sanity right now.
I am down 2. That's it.
I've still got full sanity, so maybe I should grab it.
Okay, so let's say Rose grabs it.
I am down 2.
Rose, you will need to make a sanity check.
Okay.
This is just to figure out how much you lose, by the way.
Okay. That's 5.
Okay, so you'll lose 2 sanity.
Okay.
Just outright. As when you grab it, your mind is transported to the darkness of the void, the chill of the void. You see a city that is ruled over by beings that you can't even describe. There is a calm, there's a stillness, there is a chill. If you were physically there, it would hurt, but you're not. And you see a number of things. You see a being that is made of a spider web, and one that looks like they're just viscera, each on a pillar around the city, as well as, let's see here, what all are there, Faye? Seeing as this is your idea, you are
You're muted.
muted.
I'm not sure the legal TOS on this.
Well, there are how many? Let's put it that way. Let's start there.
12, possibly 13.
Beings on pillars around the city, and
12, possibly 13.
then you were transported back before, but not before. They all kind of just look at you. Rose, your sanity will go down by 1 permanently. Your max sanity. However, you gain 1 dot in occult, and you can award one other person a dot in occult.
I'm gonna give it to Gladys because she's right there helping me grab the book.
So
Yeah.
as you shove it into her bag, your hand brushes against Gladys. And Gladys, you don't see the same, but you can feel your mind kind of like make connections, and you don't even know how they made them. And Edgar, you see all of this, and you see Rose's hair. She's got 1 black streak run down the back. And that is all of the physical change. And by this point, the battle is in full swing. Elias is departed. It looks as though the Banu is going to overtake the Lasombra. And as you make your way across, the final blow is dealt, and the Banu kind of stands triumphantly over. And he's just like, damn. My lunch isn't here anymore. I have to find a new one.
Oh, hey, before you go, here. And Rose will hand him back his dagger.
I don't think that would have done you any good anyway.
Felt like a better idea than a wooden mallet at the time.
Fair. Thank you. You may go.
Rose will nod and shuffle off quickly.
Gladys is not turning her back to him.
So you will walk up backwards the entire way.
Not until he's like very much out of sight.
Gladys is not turning her back to him.
Okay.
Edgar will stick near Gladys just in case.
Because Gladys is not doing good.
Very much out of sight.
No, she's hurt. Everybody's a little bit hurt. But Gladys is really hurt.
Gladys is not doing good.
And you make your way up to the back of the doll case. You come around the corners. And I need everybody to make me another sanity check, please.
Nothing.
1.
3.
Okay. So all 3 of you will take 1 more sanity damage. What does that put Edgar at?
1.
Just out of curiosity. 1. Okay. Then Rose, that'll put you at 2, right?
It'll put me at 3.
3, 2. Okay. I just want to make sure in my head that where we're at. As the walls are, you don't know if it's an illusionary thing, if it's a real thing, but the walls are dripping this red viscous liquid. There is about a 1/4 inch of it on the floor, and it's just a wet slab when you come inside. And it's starting to overflow to go down to the basement. And a very familiar voice says, "You all should leave." And it's not the Baron. It's much more malevolent than that. It's much more deep, raspy, and you've got a bit of a brimstone smell.
Bolting.
I'll take care of this house. It's okay.
Hurry up and get the dog and get out.
And as you run upstairs, the entirety of the house is doing much the same. Oozing what you hope isn't blood, but probably is blood. The furniture is being consumed in on itself, quickly deteriorating. The dog has made its way outside at this point. It is no longer raining. However, it is still flooded. There is probably 4 feet of water between your little island, as it were, and civilization.
How big is the moat?
Big enough that you probably don't want to try to drive across it.
Pull like right up to where it is.
Okay. So you do so. And as you're sitting there, you don't know how long it is, but you watch this house as it slowly fills up. On the inside, you can see the red through the windows. The lights one by one blink out. And then, seemingly out of nowhere, a bolt of lightning strikes the house and lights it on fire. And all you can do is watch as it burns to the foundation. And from the fire is an unfortunately familiar being. And he just kind of stands there and watches you. Doesn't ever actually come out of the fire, but you can see him standing in it. Until as it dies, he blinks out with it. And you are trapped there, on an island with a burned out house that nobody could really do anything about. Until the following afternoon, until it's finally dry enough where it's only a foot or two of water to drive across and back into civilization. Would any of you have slept during that entire time?
No.
Absolutely not.
Like sitting in the van, hands on the wheel, just like staring forward.
Okay. And as you drive back onto the street, there is a crowd of emergency responders that are there. And they're just, is everyone okay?
Are they making us stop?
They would.
Not sure if the doctor got out of the house.
Well, he's not with you guys, right?
No.
No.
Okay. And I assume his brother was trapped in with him.
Most likely, yeah.
Didn't see him come out.
Damn. Well, you know if they had any sort of like will or anything? They don't have any family to speak of, so we can't like give the property to anyone.
We were just up there for the night. We don't know much about them.
There was the person who originally asked us to come.
And who was that?
Rose will give them the name.
We'll look into it if they want property, I guess. Maybe if there's a family tie or something.
I think there is.
Okay. Thanks. If you need any like medical help, the hospital's taking patients still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks.
And they let you through. They don't keep you around for too long.
Drive a
Taking
little
glass
ways, pull off to the side of the road and wait for the others.
And what are the other two doing?
Go and grab the bus.
Okay.
Oh, I thought we were in both of our vehicles.
Yeah.
That's what I assumed.
Pull the bus alongside and
I'm just gonna go see Gareth. I just need to not.
you should stop by the hospital and get some help first. We don't have to stay too long, but it might be hard to drive. Like
You have the diary, right?
yeah.
Okay. Why don't you take that back?
Okay.
Gladys
The
will
book.
just probably just go.
What about the book?
I'm sure he'll find it if he's that powerful.
Do you want him to follow you to Gareth's?
I'm sure. I just.
I'm offering to handle it for you because you don't really want to have anything to do with all this.
It's fine.
Okay.
I figure it out.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's get back in the car. She is in fact not going to the hospital. We'll take a cursory moment to like clean everything and then just drive.
Okay, so you begin to drive. What do the other two do?
To Miss Nichols, I guess.
Okay.
You guys can go to Gareth's if you want. She's not gonna freak out either way.
Well, Rose doesn't necessarily know exactly where it is, and Edgar might not remember.
I meant they could follow her. She's not gonna make any efforts to hide. She's like a little out of it right now. But that's up to you guys.
Rose would probably want to follow. She's pretty concerned for Gladys right now.
Okay. So you drive until it gets dark. And you're driving down back roads in the middle of nowhere, Virginia. And you come around a corner, and there's a figure standing in the middle of the road. And as you approach, he doesn't move, doesn't flinch. He just stares, and it's the same tuxedo, same pants, the same top hat. Do you try to drive past him?
Rose will insist on stopping.
Gladys will probably stop pretty abruptly, but like right. Like stop very close to him.
And he walks to the window. And good night. You have my book?
Mm-hmm.
So can I have it?
I don't want to touch it.
Fine. Just give me the bag and I'll get it out.
He will hesitantly touch her bag.
Grabs the bag and produces it to the window, and he reaches in, grabs the book. You have the Dying Light Spirit found in a box, don't you?
Yes.
You looking to use it a little bit better? A little bit safer?
Does that come with a deal from you?
No, this is a reward. And he'll actually open up the book, and I've got it right here.
Glance at it. She's like, can't help herself.
Okay. As he spins the book around, I need you to make me one more sanity check, please.
One.
Okay. You will take one more sanity damage. However, the sanity damage comes in the effect of you just grab the nearest thing to write with, scratch with, whatever. And you just instinctively, even if you have to scratch it in the paint on the dashboard, start writing down this ritual. And almost like a trance-like state, you get the entire thing wrote down. It's like, now, with that knowledge, use it wisely. Not everyone can handle stuff like that. Be on your way.
Sure.
I'll trade ya.
At this point, Rose will stick her head out the window to look at the Baron. Can I ask a question?
Only if you don't expect an answer necessarily.
So you're not going to tell me what the city was?
If I tell you, you won't believe me.
I don't know. We've seen some pretty weird things. Present company excluded, of course.
It has many names, but it is the dying reflection of the first city.
Dying reflection of the first city. Does that ring any bells?
No.
Dying reflection of the first city. What is that? Some like afterlife thing?
I hope you never know, really. I hope you don't know about what the first city actually is.
Anything for Gladys on that?
Probably not. What's the highest you can physically roll?
I have 7 dice.
So it would be 13. I mean, if you roll a 10 or above, sure.
I very much doubt I'll be able to.
Would you like to try?
Sure, let's see how close I get.
And I guess, Rose, if you can roll a 10 or above, you can also try.
I mean, it's possible. It's not probable, but it's possible.
Sure, let's see how 1. 7 dice, I got a 1.
That's great.
7 on a crit, so.
So no. That's not one of those widely recorded
7
things.
dice, I got a 1.
I've never seen it myself. I've only met one person that has. And they're up in Canada. I don't suggest you go seeking them out. They're not very nice. No, thank you for my book. Now, if you would please get going. I have some business to take care of outside of you.
Been
Also,
around
our debts are paid in full. Now, thank you.
dealt with enough other people's business for a while. Let's go, Edgar.
Gladys is gonna tear off. Like, back of the van's probably skinning.
Yeah. I would assume that you all don't sleep until you get to Gareth,
Tear off.
which would be the following evening. So you've been awake for 3 days at this point. Or at least 2.5, I don't remember exactly. And when you show up, Gareth just welcomes you in, gets each of you a bed, makes you all something to eat, and then you crash. Some of you have worse nightmares than others. Some of you have nightmares related to past trauma. The acrid smell of a colored gas rolling into the trenches. Some of you are haunted by the idea that there's always something out there that's going to be hunting you. Then you will suffer much the same fate as the rest of your family. And then some of you are haunted by the image of figures standing atop towers staring at you. And while the sleep isn't restful, it is much needed. You wake up the next morning to Gareth having made breakfast, knowing well enough to leave everything alone and let you speak on your own terms. And I know we're not quite to 11:30, but really, that's where we're going to leave ourselves for this evening. You do eventually make it back to Tennessee, hand in the diary, get your money. But that's really not important now, is it?
Sure.
So, some announcements. If you have joined us here on Twitch, you can find our link tree here. If you have not joined us on Twitch, you can find us on YouTube or wherever else that we may or may not be. You can also find our link tree there as well. On that link tree, you can find us, all of our socials, all of our Twitch stuff, all of our YouTube stuff, our Patreon, which if you want to do that, by all means, go ahead and do that. We have a dicelegion.com link as well that you can get some money off dice if you want some new dice. We do get some of that money that you spend, which is fantastic, but really not that important. Getting you money off dice is. And then let's see here, what else do we have? I think that really covers like the social stuff and all that fun stuff. So yeah, join us this Sunday for Button's inaugural Midnight on the Circle.
Episode 1. Actual 1.
Yes. Episode positive. Rather than 0.
And then Dengle and I are probably going to be having a new player each our next coming games. So look forward to that too.
Yes. Faye's game on Tuesday should be,
Dengle and I are
from what I
going to be having
understand and what I little I've heard, it should be fun. So
look forward to that too.
But I am very curious to see who or what the new player does.
Me
For you
too.
guys. So yeah, and then mine is going to be a whole boatload of fun, isn't it? Faye.
Oh, so much. All
We
of
have
the
to
things
converse
are
a
going to
little bit.
happen.
Yeah, we have to converse a little bit, seeing
Make
as they
things
are
line up.
technically directly tied to each other. So, but yeah, so join us for those things,
All of the things are going to
and we will see you next time that we play Hunter. This group will. So, stick around for spoilers if you want spoilers. If you don't want spoilers, adios.
Have a good night if you don't want spoilers. 3, 2, 1. Spoiler time. Holy shit. Yeah, no, I would go into better detail on them, but seeing as they haven't released their game's terms of service, and I don't know what the terms are from using things from the podcast, I don't want to get us in trouble.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Just
Although
alluding
they
to the
are
fact that we do
on-
have some things.
They have the international license, so we might be okay to use it, but again, with their TTRPG coming out, I'm not 100% sure until we see that.
Yeah, just the fact that you have things like that set up.
Oh, yes.
Would like
Actually,
to allude to some of them.
fun fact, Uriel had the first mention of it.
Yes. Which is why I specifically wanted to be like, the web.
Actually, not the one she had mentioned.
It's not.
Nope. I have alluded to the web as in the Malkavian web.
Yes, and I thought we had
The Madness.
spoken
Well, yes,
about that.
okay. But the Madness Network wasn't. That one was
specifically.
pre us deciding this. Do you want to know which one she got?
Which one was it?
It was Carnage. Slaughter.
So the one that was Viscera.
Yes.
Wow, it's like I said that one too. Because I kind of knew that they were both there. I just didn't know which one was which.
Yeah, so
Or which one was first, so.
the vision that Uriel got of Artemis slaughtering everybody and nothing but slaughter and the wars she waged absolutely was slaughter. Artemis is touched by slaughter in our games.
Yes. So how did you like how I handled whatever we're actually calling that city?
That's fucking amazing, by the way, and I believe the use of the Dreaming City is good. I think that's one of the things that's good to use, but I fucking love how you tied it in with the first city.
Yes, I just figured that was the proper way to do that.
It's amazing.
And really, 13 clans sitting atop pillars as well makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of tie-ins.
Oh yes,
we've talked about this at very deep detail.
Yes, we have
prescribed
clans to them and everything.
So yeah. Does anybody have any guesses as to what the thing scrawled on the van dashboard is?
It's either the dashboard or the seat.
I'll say it's the dashboard.
You had a
You
nail.
can fix that easier. Or a screwdriver.
Yeah.
Anybody have any guesses as to what that is?
I'm thinking I got an Oblivion ritual.
Of sorts. It is a way to find the dying light without using the box's ritual and without making a blood sacrifice.
So just finding it out? Does it need to be
Yes.
bound to a thing?
It's a way to bring it out without having to use that ritual. And it will follow your commands if you roll high enough.
So I just open the box and do that ritual?
Just do that ritual.
Mm.
And it'll do itself. Or do that ritual and it'll just come out and start screwing stuff up. One of the two.
What's the
And to
roll?
put it, that would be intelligence, occult, and charisma. All. The roll itself is opposed by its willpower, which it has 5. So you should, over 50% of the time, win.
Have you seen my rolls?
I said should.
Well, I gave you an extra dot in occult, so hopefully that'll help a little bit.
I also just bought a specialty in the Pseudo-Celestial and Demons.
Yep,
She has been studying this in the background.
which would apply to that actual roll, too.
Yeah, so let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I would have 10 dice.
Yeah, so you double its pool. So you should be fine.
We'll see. And my wonderful, lovely rolls. It is literally just Gladys that has this, too. Although Saoirse did as well. I didn't roll too good on Saoirse. But my stuff for Saoirse was very low.
Everybody didn't really roll that well in that game, to be honest with you.
That was just a weird... They did it weird. But yeah, no, my rolls for Hunter are cursed. How'd everyone feel about Gladys's new perception on things?
Rose is very concerned and Yeah, very concerned. We'll leave it at that.
Say Elias died.
Were we going to try to adopt him too?
Gladys would have absolutely written him. You know, to figure out what he's found out from dear old dad.
I will say Rose was absolutely horrified about what Elias was doing and that Gladys was just okay with it up until he started talking about all the horrible shit his dad did. And then she was like, it still feels weird, but okay.
No, the only thing that matters to Gladys now is that the reason it wasn't bothering her is because she doesn't see them as people anymore. They're less than animals.
I am surprised it took all of you that long to figure out who I was talking about. That was La Sombra.
It did took me a while. It did take me a while.
I wondered back when you mentioned that the son was a doctor like his father.
And then the brown suit.
My brain connected none of this.
I realized when you said that he was from New Orleans, I was like, oh, okay.
I wondered if there was a connection, but my brain didn't actually make connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. So above table, out of game. It just made sense for him to still have that book. And to him have gotten away somehow. Through divine intervention, maybe.
ST intervention.
Or demonic intervention, who knows?
Yeah, where'd the demon come from?
The Banu.
Huh.
Yeah.
Same demon?
Yeah.
Dude, that guy got fucked over.
The Banu's fine.
No, I meant the demon.
Yeah.
Everyone knows his name.
No, his was just I need a favor. Ritual. So, it happened. Because Storyteller said so.
Sure. May I ask how much experience we got tonight? Minus the usual one.
So you got one from last time, one from this time. Those are the normal. And then because you got extra dots, and a really strong freaking ritual, you get 2, except for Edgar. You get 1 more. But the ritual will benefit everyone.
So, fun fact, I was out of superficial health, and I had 1 sanity left after that last roll.
I was down to 3 sanity by the end of that. I think that's the lowest Rose has gotten so far.
Yes, and you are permanently down 1 max sanity.
So now I'm sitting at 6.
Yes. Fun times.
Hey, Dengle, what's our next state?
I don't know who wants to roll.
What's the roll?
A D50, please.
31.
Oh, I was rolling. I did the...
Oh, sorry.
It's all good.
Whatever half a 91 is.
Nebraska.
And here I was hoping for my state.
No, it'll be a couple months before you guys take another job. Because Storyteller says so.
What? No, I meant legitimately, like Michigan.
I know. Mostly because...
Nebraska?
Yes, Nebraska. Mostly because the... next couple months in actual legitimate U.S. history are kind of rough. There's something that happens in December, and then,
Yeah.
fallout from that is pretty heavy until a couple years later, really.
That is true.
So, what I'm saying is you can erase all of your sanity damage, all of your health damage. You will have all of that back by the time you get going.
Nice.
Does anybody have any aggravated willpower damage?
Nope. I was close, but not there yet.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. How did everybody like the conclusion to that?
It was something. I wondered how he was going to get his book.
Was it anticlimactic?
A little bit, which made it even better.
Even inside the house, was that?
Oh, no, that was fun.
And how did you like the use of the dolls?
Awesome.
So, like I said, yes and no. Yes,
Some
they
were,
are a
some weren't.
danger, but some were also a warning. So,
Did Jonathan bind them all?
I'm sorry, what?
Did Jonathan bind them all?
Yes, actually. Except for the first one. He didn't necessarily say he bought it. He just say he got it.
Correct.
I'm assuming
yeah.
Dad binded that one.
No, it was already something that was bound. And then it just stuck around with Jonathan. They were kindred spirits, let's put it that way.
Ah.
If the doll was alive, it would have been his girlfriend, but obviously not.
Creepy. And
Yes.
gross.
Like, they had a telepathic link and everything. It was weird. Which was the only reason why Jonathan was like, alright, I know something's going on.
That's fair. That's fair.
I assumed he was going to know as soon as we started messing with the dad.
There is that flaw on the ghouls, so it could potentially as well, but that's kind of what I was thinking.
No. He had some messed up ones, but it wasn't that one. Go ahead.
Question about the system. Can you have more than 2 perks per edge?
Yes,
Okay.
you can have all of them.
Okay.
Interesting. I don't really know if I have any more.
Questions?
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone else have any questions that they would like answered?
Is it safe to assume that the Banu's return favor is going to be to get rid of those 3?
No, the favor was you get the book.
No, I'm
Or are you talking about to the demon?
Yes.
Oh no, there's other things.
Oh, well, at least there's that.
Yeah.
Yay.
You know, there's this whole big thing in New York that they would like to infiltrate and mess up for someone.
The demon does?
Why not? So chaos. And maybe get into a certain court. Work your way into their
A certain what?
court. Find a way to assimilate and therefore cause problems from the inside.
The demon.
They want the Banu to do that.
Oh. No.
What?
No.
What?
That is no way that's the sire of the Banu that we killed.
No, it's not.
Okay.
However, when I say that there is a rather pale, bald-headed, goateed Banu that shows up, you better recognize who the heck they are. Which
Yeah, I'm
obviously you
sure
never
we
got the
will.
name for her, but
I'm sure we will.
you better.
Oh boy. That's worrisome. Why are they going to show up in Atlanta, Dengle?
Because you guys killed a Banu of a very important person.
Yeah, not his child, though, so what does it matter?
Right. But he works for somebody else.
Wonderful.
Here's a new idea. Let's just blame it on the creepy child. Yeah, we have a problem. I mean, it's believable.
Can we blame it on the Baron?
No,
Why not?
because they found the Baron chained up underneath Cyril's. After everything was all said and done.
Yeah, and then he got loose.
Right.
But they never
After
saw
the child was died. Or has died.
They never saw the little girl though.
Yeah, let's just blame it on Janina.
She's dead.
Very much not.
They don't know that.
That wouldn't be a fun enough reason to go into memoriam for one of us.
What's that smile for, Dengle?
I'm just looking at other things.
It
Question
worries
because
me when you get that look.
because I genuinely do not remember whether this happened or not. Did Shiloh ever hear about the fact that you guys killed Abanu while she was out doing other things?
Yeah, I think we told you. Yeah, I think the group told her that we accidentally staked and killed him.
Wonderful.
Because it has come up a couple of times that, like, we're in trouble for this.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you know, we had the whole weapons cache thing.
Yep. So yeah.
I mean, we could also blame it on Ortega. Or, like, any of the big Sabat players that were here.
Yeah, who's gonna lie and say that?
I mean, didn't we kind of already put it out that it was a Sabat hit anyway?
Right. Right, that's still probably gonna get a, lie dice. And I would have 3 dice to lie.
Let me see.
Manipulation and subterfuge.
Right. I would have 3 dice.
Okay.
Tori's not good at it yet, but she's starting to try and watch her words.
That would be a pool of 6 for Shiloh.
Right. Would Shiloh actually say and talk, though?
At this point, probably. She's been getting pushed.
So she would talk to the people that are notorious for eating people.
She
As an
felt she
entire clan.
If she felt she had no other option, she might.
Obfuscate.
Sense the unseen.
I'm just saying Shiloh's go-to.
Well, yeah, but the whole point is Shiloh's been getting beat over the head with, hey, maybe it's not always a good idea to run, so gonna try not to run so much. Let's see. It is
Anything
12.
we need to go over for anything still?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Thanks for sticking around.
Have a good night.